Shalom. From darkness to dignity, Eli Sharabi and the lesson of Parashat Korach. A packed shul, barely an empty seat. A quiet buzz of expectancy filled the air, but this wasn't Yom Kippur. It was last Monday night when over 1,400 people from across the community crowded into St. John's Wood to hear Eli Sharabi in conversation with Louisa Klein. I had heard Eli speak on his first visit to the UK 2 months ago, but his message this time was just as captivating, if not more so. Eli described his journey to hell and back with dignity, humanity and courage. He spoke about how he and his fellow captives marked time down to the hour in a dark, soundless underground tunnel by listening for the Muslim call to prayer from above ground. He explained how the hostages supported one another, sharing the prayers they remembered. Every Friday night he sang Kiddush, whether or not there was food. He sang Eshet Chayil, a woman of worth, thinking of his mother, his wife, and his daughters. Over the course of 6 months, Eli mentored a younger captive, Alon Ohel, a beautiful, creative soul who was overwhelmed by the terror of their captivity. Under Eli's patient guidance, Alon gradually found the resilience to withstand the pain, humiliation and starvation they endured. Eli spoke of the agony of being wrenched from the 24-year-old. He vowed to keep telling their story until Alon and all the remaining hostages are freed. The qualities Eli embodies go to the heart of Jewish values. Indeed, they are the very qualities that come under threat in the rebellion of Korach, which we read about in this week's Parashat. Parashat Korach centers on rebellion against Moses and Aaron, led by Korach, who challenges their leadership by claiming that all the people are holy. On the surface, Korach's argument might sound democratic, but in fact it stems from a toxic blend of jealousy, ego, and a hunger for power, not from genuine concern for others. In contrast, Eli Sharabi's response to suffering is grounded not in ego or bitterness, but in a dignity and a deep affirmation of life, even in the face of cruelty and injustice. While Korach chose division and destruction, Sharabi chose unity and resilience. The rebellion of Korach is ultimately about false leadership and the corruption of power. Moses, by contrast, consistently put the people before himself. Eli Sharabi's words, though personal and not political, reveal the kind of moral leadership that arises from suffering, faith, and quiet courage. In that sense, his testimony reminds us what real leadership and strength look like. Not loud proclamations, but quiet, dignified resolve in the face of unthinkable hardship. As we enter this Shabbat, we carry Eli's message with us. A call to choose courage over cynicism, unity over division, and faith over fear. May our continued prayers bring strength and freedom to all those still in captivity. Am Yisrael Chai. Shabbat Shalom.